this far away. You are little, I am not. How about this?
Take it back, Capitan. I'm thinking right here is the bomb.
Be like this. Talkity talk. This was my present to myself. You probably noticed most of my blogs don't sound the best. So finally, let's see how this sounds. How does that sound? Does that sound better? Hopefully. Checkity check. Rock perfect. I know that my neck is sore because I wrecked it at the gym. It's right under my chin. So check it. This is perfect. Perfect model, analogy, metaphor, perfect example of, wow, what's the word? The waste of perfectionism. The most beautiful thing we have. So, but not only are perfect person, I'm gonna have to do this over. Two things. One, I couldn't shoot what I wanted because I was low energy. I just needed to eat. And two, this is a stupid place for the camera. It doesn't feel authentic. So, I'm here in Boise, where I've been shooting a stop motion with this guy. Hope to be sharing that soon. I thought this was a great opportunity as I was finishing up some work on my computer to use my cord as an example of the result of perfectionistic tendencies. There are two different philosophies on how to wrap a cord. One is time efficiency. The other one is tightly packed, well-wrapped cord. I've always done the latter. So I like to take my time and get things really precise and tight, and that way it looks better and it fits in my sack better. But here's the problem. Since I have been doing it that way, I've been taking an exorbitant amount of time doing it. Time is life. And look what I did to this system, to this wrap system. I busted it. You know why? Because I was wrapping it too tightly, too
perfect.
And that is such a
Perfect
example of what perfectionism does to the individual. We spend so much time trying to get things looking nice and fitting well that we end up putting strain on the system. And the system ultimately breaks, doesn't function as well, and it kind of defeats the whole purpose. Get it nice and tight and neat. Now it's kind of a little bit more sloppy because this is broken. A lot of times, people like me who struggle with wanting to make things perfect often stress themselves out in doing so, and they suffer from burnout without a final product. So this is a perfect example of why one shouldn't be focused on getting things perfect, but rather getting them good enough, rather than wrap quality. Because wrap quality uses up my time, and this gets really close. And I'm not gonna be breaking this. I've been saying perfectionist, and I wrote a blog post on why it's not good to identify as a perfectionist, because one perpetuates those ideas about themselves, one's own self. And instead of identifying with perfectionist, realizing that we aren't perfectionists, we're all just on this spectrum. Some people have greater tendencies to be perfectionistic, so it becomes more of a descriptor rather than an identity. And I think that's very important for personal philosophies, getting away from identity and getting more towards describers, because describers are mutable, while identity is a perpetuation of certain ideas and ideals, which isn't helpful for change. Okay, let's see how Mateo and Evan are doing. How the fam is doing.
Hello.
There's the boys working away.
What's up?
Oh, just wrapping up a video.
What's this one about? Cheers.
Cheers. This one is about the strain on my charger, trying to wrap it perfect.
And what is that a metaphor for?
That trying to make things perfect results in broken chargers and a waste of time.
What's an example of something in your life that you've tried to make perfect that has made it worse?
My charger.
Other than that,
Everything.
no.
My grades, my GPA.
Oh.
Trying to get a paper perfect and only getting halfway through and then having to turn it in half complete.
Oh.
Really good.
Really good paragraph,
Just
but
not
this is supposed to
finished.
be 3 pages.
Yeah.
So what's your solution
My solution.
for being less perfect? I would say you're a perfectionist.
No. When I identify as a perfectionist, I am a perfectionist.
Yeah.
And I tell myself that rather than making it a describer. I have perfectionistic tendencies.
Oh,
and I can
that's
revert those
true.
things.
Plus, if you understand you think that way, you can catch yourself in the act and be like, do I have the time to be a perfectionist right now? Like yesterday, it's like, what's the next best decision? I was like, we gotta go sled. I want to spend some time with my baby girl. So I got like, we gotta get this done. Like, gotta wrap it up because like, there's other things that matter more. It was the next best decision. It was a great decision. We had fun sledding. You went the first time. You had a blast.
Yep.
We didn't tie Gracie to the dog this time. I can't believe we did that, actually.
So I think that's a good question, is how does one become less perfectionistic? And I think having reminders.
Yeah, that reminder. There you go. It's something that reminds you to be cognizant of that, right?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
See you in like 5 minutes.
For me, needing this for work when I go to coffee shops, it's always a great reminder that I shouldn't be seeking perfection, but rather I should be seeking something that is good enough. So I'm curious, does anyone have any other examples in their life of something that they perfect and as a result it ends up straining the system?
Roll the tape back. I want to do more of those. I like those little guys.